We're going to celebrate wild country. We're going to celebrate this beautiful planet that we live on. And I would like to start off with a song about Nevada. That's where I hiked last summer. I did this wonderful 500-mile loop in some of the eastern ranges in Nevada, and I wrote a lot of new songs. And this is one of them. It's called Where I'm Bound. And it goes like this. When the snow melts off the mountain and the flowers come to bloom, my heart's feeling big as that grand Nevada moon. My mind starts to wander to some place I've never seen. I don't have to know it, I've been there in my dreams. And if anybody should ask me if there's an answer to be found, I tell them over the mountains, across the deserts, any place wild. That's where I'm bound, where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Over the mountains, across the deserts, any place wild. That's where I'm bound. I got that rambling in my blood, I guess I always will. Wide open spaces calling me from the far side of the hill. Out where you feel a part of things, it's easy just to be. Time to kick on back, my friend, and live that harmony. And if anybody should ask me if there's an answer to be found, I tell them over the mountains, across the deserts, any place wild. That's where I'm bound, where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Over the mountains, across the deserts, any place wild. That's where I'm bound. One thing the miles have taught me, sometimes less is more. You don't need to be a searching to find what you're looking for. And if anybody should ask me if there's an answer to be found, I tell them over the mountains, across the deserts, any place wild. That's where I'm bound, where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Over the mountains, across the deserts, any place wild. That's where I'm bound. That's where I'm bound. That's where I'm bound. And from Nevada, let's go to another one of my favorite places, the Utah Canyon Country. Very special place, a very magical place. This is a piece called Canyon Country. Come walk the open mesa, come taste of the desert sand, come roam the canyon narrows, feel for the age of this land. I walk with the old ones, their spirits still roam through these hills. I can hear it again on that desert wind, and the songs, they echo here still. The silence here is that of sleep. Bare rock, smooth and sheer, bears lines of sleep. Time stands in the stillness that soothes and stirs, a mix of calm and the promised rush. This is from another age, a world of its own. Humankind has lost their place here, their time no meaning. Water rules here, even when it's gone. Its presence runs with the twist of the canyons, the polished rock, and the tubs of stone. I am but a visitor. Like the deer come to gawk, I feel the time in this place. It weighs heavy on mortal shoulders. I taste the beauty. It lightens my heart. I feel the silence, the stillness, and the calm. The rings of peace. There's a place in the desert a calling your name. Oh, how the wind does blow. The old ones walk softly, the age is the same. That was a long time ago. While the sun set low o'er the canyons, a land once wild and once free. It's a calling and I hope you will answer, for the love of the canyon country. There's a past that is living, it's written in stone. Oh, how the wind does blow. It'll take you to places that you've never known. That was a long time ago. While the sun set low o'er the canyons, a land once wild and once free. It's a call and I hope you'll answer, for the peace of the canyon country. From the tops of the mesas to the deep canyon floor, oh, how the wind does blow. It was treated as sacred, but not anymore. That was a long time ago. On the walls of the narrows, the canyon wren sings. It echoes of time, we'll see what it brings. When the sun set low o'er the canyons, a land once wild and once free. It's a call and I hope you will answer, in time for the canyon country. In time for the canyon country. In time for the canyon country. Most of these are taken in unprotected wild places. And down there in the canyon country, there's a lot of Bureau of Land Management lands that are just as spectacular as the national parks, if not more so sometimes. And so, yeah, a lot of those were taken in the BLM lands. Some of them were pretty close to Capitol Reef, though. San Rafael Swell. Let's do one together. This one actually came from Nevada in 1995. I did a a big hike there in central Nevada, several mountain ranges, and it was a real interesting hike. One of the things that happened, 2 months of walking, only saw one mosquito the whole time. And it inspired this song. And you have a part. Your part goes like this. It goes, there was just one mosquito. And that's it right there. Okay? Here we go. There was just one mosquito. I'm sure you'd be happy to know. And I'm really quite glad, it wasn't all that bad. 'Cause there was just one mosquito. There were black flies by the thousands. They'd swarm around my head. They'd crawl on up my nostrils. At least they were well fed. No seams and giant horse flies. They tried to carry me away. But the biggest threat was never met. No, they never come into play. 'Cause there was just one mosquito. I'm sure you'd be happy to know. And I'm really quite glad, it wasn't all that bad. 'Cause there was just one mosquito. There are rattlesnakes by the dozens. They'd slither around my feet. They'd squiggle into my sleeping bag for an instant rise in heat. Tarantulas and scorpions under each and every rock. And every morning I'd start out by shaking them from my socks. Let me hear ya. Oh, there was just one mosquito. I'm sure you'd be happy to know. And I'm really quite glad, it wasn't all that bad. 'Cause there was just one mosquito. There are sandstorms every day and twisters every night. The springs were full of scummy things and cow flop, what a sight. Lightning bolts and thunder and rain, how it would pour. And every time a bird flew by, she'd drop me something more. Oh, but there was just, I'm sure you'd be happy to know. And I'm really quite glad, it wasn't all that bad. 'Cause there was just one mosquito. Yeah, but then there was poison ivy, stinging nettles, fire ants, quicksand, 12-foot tall grizzly bear. And then he stood up. Can't forget the forest fire. That was just before the earthquake. But it wasn't really all that bad because there was just one mosquito. Not all those things really happened. The song here that kind of celebrates this planet. I find something each and every day to celebrate the beauty of this earth, and whether it's the day itself or just something, the light on a ponderosa pine as we're driving down the road today. Just a little something that just makes me appreciate living on this beautiful earth. And this next song kind of sums all that up too. It's called Turn Around. You could call me a rich man for all the gold I've seen. My pack is full of sunsets. They trade in good on dreams. You can bundle up life's treasures, try to hold it in your hand, but the key to all is letting go and listening to the land. Every time I turn around, I'm amazed again to see it's a heartbeat of this planet staring back at me, staring back at me. This old earth keeps right on turning, through its joy and through its pain. But it keeps right on singing its music just the same. You can walk a dusty mile or fly across the sky. You can sing out with the thunder or climb the mountain high. Every time I turn around, I'm amazed again to see it's a heartbeat of this planet staring back at me, staring back at me. I heard it on the desert, I felt it on the sea, I saw it in the forest, reaching out, calling out, singing out to me. Every time I turn around, I'm amazed again to see it's the heartbeat of this planet staring back at me, staring back at me. Eye to eye and face to face, staring back at me. Eye to eye and face to face, staring back at me, staring back at me, staring back at me. You know, wilderness is a lot of different things to a lot of different people. It might be a place where you go to reconnect with nature and with yourself. It might be a place where you go to go fishing or hunting. It might be a place where you go to challenge yourself. It might be a place where you go to get in touch with the spiritual side of yourself. To me, it's a lot of those things and more. And this next song kind of sums up a lot of my feelings about a wild country. And the pictures you're going to see, most of them were taken in Nevada last summer, but I threw in a couple from the Arctic and a couple from Utah. And after I threw them in there, I realized it was hard to tell the difference between the Nevada pictures and the Arctic pictures. The landscapes are kind of similar in a way. Anyways, this is a song called, what is it called? Song for the Last Wild Places. It goes like this. I'm just a simple man, walking my way. finding my strength in the land. There are places that have made me, and some that have saved me. I get out there when I can. There are places of the heart, they stir up some ancient call, and they sing to the soul and lift us up when we start to fall. This is my song for the beauty and the wisdom and the wonder of the wide open spaces. This is my song for the last wild places. Sometimes I find hope whispered on the wind, slipping through the silver-studded sage, or in the canyon walls' twisted lines, are weathered by time, still singing strong through the ages. There are places of the heart, they stir up some ancient call, and they sing to the soul and lift us up when we start to fall. This is my song for the beauty and the wonder and the glory of the wide open spaces. This is my song for the last wild places. May the people who follow touch the sacred and walk a new way, and the children of tomorrow listen to what the earth has to say. This is my song for the beauty and the wisdom and the wonder of the wide open spaces. This is my song for the last wild places. There are places of the heart, they stir up some ancient call, and they sing to the soul and lift us up when we start to fall. This is my song for the beauty and the wonder and the glory of the wide open spaces. This is my song for the last wild places. This is my hope for the last wild places. This is my prayer for the last wild places. That song sure felt good to sing. Oh, thank you. Thank you much. But, you know, we're so lucky that we have and we appreciate our wildlife in this country. I live over in Montana, and we still have all the kinds of animals that roamed at the time of Lewis and Clark. The things are intact still because we care. And we've made room, we've made allowances, and we have the Endangered Species Act because we care. Oh, what a life we could live if we could walk walk this land with respect for all. Oh, what a life we could live